Yes, I am.
Here he's singing.
Good morning.
Jason's going to come in with a song this morning, and let me introduce you, Mr. Farmer Jason.
Spend my dollar.
You know when you get a stone?
Holler.
A stone.
A stone.
I get a stone stuck in your head.
Yeah.
That's what he's got.
It is stuck in my head.
So, good morning, everybody. It is April the 12th at 8 o'clock a.m. here in Alabama.
That's right.
Yeah, he's got a song stuck in his head, and he was going to come in by singing, but
I don't sing. I sang.
He sang it.
I sang it.
And now he's not going to sing it. Maybe by the time this is over, he will have it out of his head.
I hope so.
You know, I just realized that I'm writing with this pen that somebody sent us. It says Cogcast Podcast.
Oh, man.
And I think they sent it to us because we can't ever find a pen. But
I think so.
This one is in my hand this morning. Good morning, Chestnut Hills Farmstead. How are y'all singing this morning?
How y'all singing?
That's what we're going to do this morning.
Chubby old groundhog, barking bullfrog.
I thought it was croaking bullfrog.
Maybe. I don't have a karaoke machine.
But I don't know the words either. It just sounded better. So whatever you're singing this morning, I hope you're doing good. We're singing Coffee Notes, and it really is good this morning.
Speaking of, I got to talk about this. Speaking of somebody giving something.
He's got to sing about it.
And I hope he's on here. He usually is. He's usually on here. You know, we got a follower, Mr. Phillip, who is I don't know how long he's been following us.
A long time. Mirko was little, I know, when he started following us.
And he will send me plants and cuttings and stuff, or has throughout the years. And last year, he sent me an orchid. And I say me, I guess it could have been to any of us, but he sent an orchid. And I have been babying this orchid. Had no blooms on it. And you know, that time Mary Carl got into orchids, I didn't get involved in it. Really. Right. You and her kind of took care of them.
And they didn't.
So I've been babying this one. It stays in her kitchen window.
Yeah.
And I finally saw it. Well, the top part, it kind of died on it, and I clipped it, which is not uncommon. And then it grew a new shoot. And then about 2 or 3 weeks ago, a little bud popped up.
I did not have high hopes for this orchid. I must tell you, when it came in, I thought, Mr. Phillip was very nice to send this, but we are not going to be able to grow this orchid.
Well, Mr. Phillip, check it out now.
Y'all, when it came in, it didn't look bad, but it did not look like this.
It's got a new leaf. It's got this whole new sprout or limb here.
As you called it.
And it looks like I'm going to get another bloom right there.
I mean, the kitchen window must be the ticket for this orchid.
Yes.
Because as many orchids as Mary Carl had, the only ones that bloomed were the ones that came with blooms.
Right when you got it.
Right when you got it.
Yeah.
You could see a bud on it and it may open up. But this is different because this did not come with a bud on it. It developed a new shoot.
Yes.
And produced the bud. So you're doing a wonderful job. I don't touch it.
Yeah.
Sometimes I'll see it sitting in the sink and I just say,
that's because I watered it.
Yeah, but I just go on to another sink, do my business, wash my hands, whatever, and let the orchid sit because you're the caretaker.
And I told y'all it's got actually 4 leaves now. It only had 2 when I got it. So.
Oh my gosh, Charles. Good morning to you.
I'm gonna get Charles. Good.
Yeah. But we are so proud of this orchid and so happy to see it producing a beautiful bloom. You know, we had no idea what color it was going to be.
Didn't know what it was going to look like.
And so there he is, Phillip.
There you go, buddy. I appreciate that. Absolutely.
Phillip said it's going to bloom for a long time.
Good. I need next time we go to a store.
Fertilizer?
I need to get me some orchid fertilizer.
You know, we've got some, but it's kind of old. And I know that because I was looking for something in the old barn the other day, and we've still got a tote full of stuff that we brought from the old farm.
Oh, okay.
And lo and behold, down in the bottom was some orchid fertilizer and some citrus fertilizer. And I think I probably need to get rid of both of those.
Yeah, I probably need to get rid of both of those. I need to get some orchid fertilizer. I need to get some fruit tree fertilizer.
We better
write that down.
We just were making a list of things we need to do before the weekend is up.
Write that down.
All right, so I'll write it on the back side of this. Orchid fertilizer and fruit. This is the problem. I won't have a clue where this paper is.
We'll put in our notes of our phone.
Yeah. Fruit tree. Y'all give me a minute.
Oh, me.
All right, so while we're on the segment of forgetting, I have been down in my responding to emails.
Oh, have you?
I have, and I must confess that I have some stars by some that I need to respond to. But y'all, if I haven't responded to something you've sent and you want me to read it, please send it again, because sometimes things get lost, and I intend on responding, and time gets the best of me and I forget. So don't think I'm not appreciating the fact. A lot of them I have read, I haven't responded to them. So I apologize, because I try to do that in the evening, and I've been so tired as soon as I lay down that I just close my eyes, and then when I wake up, first thing I do is take care of animals, and it just gets away from me. So I apologize if you've sent an email that I need to answer and I haven't. Same goes for you. I'm going to speak to you too. I'm going to speak for you.
Sometimes it gets overwhelming. It does.
It does. But it doesn't mean that we don't appreciate you, and we're not too big to ignore, to not answer. It's not that at all. It's just a matter of time gets the best of us.
Yes.
So no baby yet.
No baby yet.
Pauline just asked, do we have a baby calf yet?
No spud. I saw a question that you can answer. And that is, did Dr. D come up with a dewormer for the chickens that you didn't have to withdraw the eggs?
Yeah.
And he did, and we talked about it.
Yeah.
And crazy thing is, it was kind of hard to find at the time, but we just saw a company that looks like they're producing it now. That's easy to find, but we hadn't looked for it yet, so I'll say that.
I have seen it come up a couple of times, and I think it's this splurge of people getting chickens because egg prices increase, whatnot. Y'all, it's called Aquasol. Aquasol. And it is water soluble. You can just put it in their water and deworm your entire flock. You figure up the amount of poundage that you have. Average hen would weigh around 5 pounds. I mean, you can overdose, but it's not likely if you're within reason. If you got 20 chickens and they're 5 pounds a piece, you're going to deworm for 100 pounds.
Right.
And you're going to follow the amount of water that's recommended.
Yes.
And they need to drink it all. Well, if they don't drink it all, you discard it and do it the next day. So just follow the instructions, and you don't have to discard the eggs with that. However, we did for a few days because we were selling eggs, and we didn't want to take a chance of anybody, saying you dewormed your chicken and then you fed us the eggs.
Right.
So,
but it says you do not have to do an egg withdrawal with this dewormer. And is it Safeguard that makes?
I do believe it's a Safeguard company, part of Safeguard. But it's called Aquasol.
Because the advertising we've been seeing, the pop up, is been Safeguard brand. So that's it. Aquasol. I'm guessing that you're going to start seeing this in your feed stores.
I hope so, because it's been kind of hard for people to get a hold of it. Of course, you can put the ivermectin pour-on on their back. That's off label.
Yeah.
So it's good to have something that is on label that's intended for chickens, because a lot, I don't feel comfortable using a product that's not intended for that animal unless my vet recommends it.
Right.
If I read it on a thread, on a Facebook thread or whatever, 5 drops on the back of a chicken, I just feel better if my vet tells me, do this. So, can you fix a broody chicken?
Yes and no. The way we've done it in the past is that you would separate and put her in a big dog kennel or something like that to see if you could break that brood. Sometimes it works, sometimes it doesn't.
Dark place with
Yeah.
it just kind of resets them.
Mhm.
It doesn't always work. Another thing you can do is you can put fake eggs under the chicken and take the eggs away. She's gonna eventually get up.
Yeah.
She's not gonna let those eggs rot like she would if they were unfertile. And but you just have to do what works best for you.
Mhm.
Try the separating and putting them in a area where they can't see the other hens. Dark place preferably, just for a couple of days.
Yeah.
And food and water, and hopefully she resets her time clock. And it'll probably happen again because a broody chicken is
They're broody chickens.
Yeah,
That's right.
Some broody chickens just never lose that.
Especially especially if it's a breed that is broody,
like a silky. Yeah.
If it's got silky genes in it, you can forget it. And I'm not talking about slick, shiny pants. I'm talking about a silky chicken.
That's right. That's right.
You could have a frizzle or a mix, and if it's got that silky bloodline in it,
and they don't care whose eggs it
care.
is.
It could be a goose egg.
They'll hop on any kind of egg.
Mm-hmm.
Probably an emu egg would even work for them
if she could get up on it.
they just have that instinct to want to be a mama.
Yep.
And they are indeed good mamas.
Mm-hmm.
So if you want to hatch eggs and you don't want an incubator,
that's right.
A silky would be a good addition. However, there is no way to make them go broody. I mean, you can leave eggs and hopefully they'll jump on them. And most of the time they will. But if you put them on there, they're probably not going to do what you want them to.
I would say that a lot of these breeders now, these hatcheries, have bred that, I won't say completely out of them, but I would think that your more hybridized chickens don't tend to be as broody.
Yeah, you're right.
Other ones, so
you're right.
Yeah.
But I tell you, every time we've ever had a silky or anything with silky in it,
frizzle, showgirl.
All right, and here's something else while we're on chickens, and then we're gonna get off.
Well, there's another one in the silky line that's not a showgirl.
Okay.
You got showgirls.
Showgirls means they don't have feathers on their neck.
It looks like a showgirl. Look, they kick their legs up. What were they?
Lola?
What was this? The girls that in the Broadway that kicked their legs up? What's that? Somebody's gonna tell me. My mind's going blank. Y'all know what I'm talking about.
Showgirls.
No, it's the Rockettes.
Oh, okay.
Came to me. The Rockettes. So a showgirl got their big hair. But there's one. So the showgirls, they got this big floofy hairdo.
Uh-huh.
And they got this little puffy bow tie on right here. But there's another one. They don't have this little puffy bow tie right here. They're not called showgirls. They're called strippers. Now, I don't know who came up with this name for these chickens.
This is going to be deemed unwatchable.
But if you got showgirls and then you got strippers. Now, number one, I can tell you right now, without a shadow of a doubt, it was a man that came up with the name showgirl and strippers for these chickens.
You think?
Absolutely. There's no way that a woman was up there and she bred this beautiful chicken right here, and they started and said, you know what? We're going to call these showgirls, and then we're going to call these strippers. This is somebody like me, Magic Mike, and Ryan the Roaster. We done come up with this line of chickens, and we're like, oh, man, showgirls and strippers. That's it.
So a stripper silky or stripper chicken has a little bit of fuzz left there instead of a total naked neck.
Yeah.
It's
So I thought it was the opposite. Am I the?
No.
So the stripper doesn't have it.
The stripper doesn't have it.
Okay.
Strippers are neck and neck.
I got you.
Right?
Yeah.
No.
Yes. The stripper doesn't have.
Okay.
It's completely bare.
Yes. Okay.
And I guess that's why they call it a stripper.
Because it's no feathers on their neck.
That's crazy. Oh me.
Well.
So listen. So if you parents and grandparents and your grandchild or your child comes up to you and says, Mama, I want to get some strippers. they're probably talking about chickens.
Hopefully.
Hopefully.
Hopefully. Unless they're Magic Mike.
Oh gosh.
Oh goodness.
Oh
Brooke
boy,
is getting red.
that went sideways in a
Brooke
minute.
is getting red. So while we're on the subject of chickens, but hopefully we'll be off of this soon. But I wanted to say something that needs to be said, because I've seen this time and time again on people getting new chickens.
What's that?
So they in their batch of chickens that they get, there's Magic Mike, they may get a frizzle.
Yeah.
And frizzles are so cute because frizzles have the flipping up hair.
Mm-hmm.
You know, the hair flips
right.
up and it frizzles all over.
Yep.
Matter of fact, one of our first chickens was a frizzle.
Mm-hmm. Sure was.
But if you have two frizzles,
mm-hmm.
a male and a female, and they breed,
mm-hmm.
you're going to have trouble. It's called a frazzle.
Yes.
And a frazzle is a deadly gene. When you breed two frizzles, it creates a frazzle, which is a no-no. So if you have two frizzles, male and female, don't let them stay together.
Don't let them stay together. It's some kind of genetic thing, and
they call it a deadly gene.
Mm-hmm.
You just don't want it to happen. The chick will not be good when it comes out. It might be alive, but it's going to have some deformities and some problems that you do not want.
That's
now,
right.
If you have a frizzle and you breed it to a regular chicken, you're fine.
Good. Yeah.
But two frizzles do not need to breed together, because
mm-hmm.
their offspring will be very bad.
Mm-hmm.
Very bad. All right. So I thought to say that while we were on the chicken subject. I haven't thought of some of these things for a long time. We have a frizzle, as a matter of fact. She's one of our oldest chickens.
Yeah.
She lives out in the bus, and she's beautiful. I'll try to show her in a video in the near future.
She is beautiful.
She's kind of a reddish color, and she's beautiful. But we don't have two frizzles, so we don't have to worry about having a frazzle.
That's right.
Can we do an Easter photo shoot with the animals? That would be cute.
Well, if we got time.
Well,
I guess we could get our phones and do it.
Jacqueline, can you come over and do an Easter photo shoot? And she's like, and you think I have time? If anybody doesn't have time, it's Jacqueline and Zach, because they're
hilarious.
busy people.
That is hilarious.
All right. So,
well, I do want to tell everybody something very important.
What's that?
Because I saw it asked time and time again. Did the rain dance work?
Did the rain dance work?
Well, I must say I must have hit it spot on, because the rain dance did work.
It did work.
Yes.
And it did work in such a way that was just perfect.
Yes.
It wasn't a washout.
And
it wasn't just a sprinkle.
Yep.
It was like the perfect amount of rain that was needed to wash the lime into the ground and wash the fertilizer into the ground. So y'all know what to do when you need rain in your area. Put Jason on a plane and have him come over and do that rain dance.
That's right.
It worked. But if you think you're going to get a washout from it, it ain't going to work. You're just going to get a moderate, gentle rain, enough to wash your fertilizer into the ground.
Oh, Rain Man Jason. We just watched that movie.
Yep, you sure did.
We did. We went back and watched that movie.
Rain Man Jason.
Somebody
said it poured last night in Orlando. The wind got crazy here.
It did get crazy here.
Matter of fact, I was talking to Catherine, and she's telling me that she heard a noise that she's never heard before. We're both watching the weather. It was about 10 o'clock, past both of our bedtimes.
Mm-hmm.
And she said, I hear a sound that I don't recognize. It sounds like an 18-wheeler coming through the house. And I said, you better get to your shelter. and so we're both watching the weather, and there was nothing. I mean, it was a storm, but it was nothing that could have caused a tornado.
Right.
She never said what it was, but she's still with us.
She's still here.
Tony's still with us, and
okay,
everything's good. But yeah,
Big Tony. What's up, Tony? Hey, no, he's not on here.
Well, he might watch the replay. So
somebody said that I should be called a Rain Smith.
Yeah, Rain Smith. That would be good. That would be good. But it was just the perfect amount of of rain. The swimming pool that we use for the ducks and geese and their feed, it's got some big pieces of riprap in it to hold it
Was it
down.
flipped over?
Jason, it was down by the pond.
Whoa.
And Catherine she had just gotten a new hay ring, a
Oh.
big metal hay ring, and it blew all the way into the side of Tony's truck. Luckily, it didn't do but just a couple of scratches worth of damage, but the wind really picked up and made me think it was going to get bad, but it didn't.
Terry said that they got to watch some of Rain Man being filmed.
Awesome.
That is pretty awesome.
That is awesome.
It is kind of neat to watch that. Now, when they made the movie Selma.
There's Longhorn Lester.
What's up, Lester? When they made the movie Selma, it was right by where I worked at the car dealership. And so a lot of us would sneak out the car dealership and go around back and watch them film. And they got all these humongous cameras and stuff. And those people are like, just do this little 5-second scene, and they may make them do it 20 times. It was crazy to watch.
Well, they had open auditions for that movie, and at the time, it wasn't anything I was interested in. But if it were to be redone, I would go sign up. I would go try to do it.
Yeah, if there was a movie being filmed in our new place here in Clanton or this area, very close by, I would be tempted to do it.
I would too now. And that just goes to show you the difference in 15 years.
I know, isn't that something?
I mean, your whole idea on things can change in just a short amount of time.
Yep.
I just have lost that. I don't want to say shyness, but yes, I feel like we need to live our life. And if it's comfortable for you to do it, by goodness, live it.
That's right.
So that's where I am right now. I'm not quite 50 yet, but I have been told by a lot of you guys that your 50s were your best years.
So far, it's been good for me.
It has, hasn't it?
It has been pretty
good. I'm
good.
looking forward to January because
absolutely.
Because 50s is going to be good for me too. 40s were good, but 50s are going to be better.
50s are going to be better. Somebody said that Lester got on here too late. He missed all the conversation about strippers and showgirls.
He needs to go back and
got to rewatch that one.
Rewatch it and re-listen because that was a good one.
Oh, talking about 50s and stuff, turning 50, I cannot tell you. Number one, all the birthday cards. Thank y'all so much for all the awesome birthday cards. Then the Firebird gifts.
Yeah, Jason got quite a few Firebird gifts.
So you can see I got my coffee cup right here. I got some more toys. I got
goodness,
a beautiful Firebird keychain. And I just wanted to thank y'all so much for my Firebird stuff.
For the toys.
I appreciate it. I really do. Now, I still leave them the toys in the boxes.
Yeah, that's a good idea.
Because maybe they be worth something.
Well, maybe we can build a shelf or something and display them all.
Maybe we can.
I mean, scratch the value. Just put them up and display them some kind of way. One day.
That's right.
During these wonderful 50s.
Yep. During our wonderful 50s. And I will say this. If the certain thing comes in and it's within budget, and I've found some tips on Firebird hunting.
Okay.
So if you were to go look for a black and gold Firebird, it's going to be a lot of money.
Yeah.
And so the movie came out. So this is a 76 model, 76, 77 model.
What are you talking about? This one
right here. The one in the movie.
How do you know? Oh, because that's the movie one.
That's the movie.
Okay.
So you got black. You get a black one.
Okay.
If it's a 77 model or 76 model, it's got T-tops, and if it's a stick shift, there's going to be a lot of money. But if you can find one that's automatic, don't have to be black, and don't have to be 76, 77, then the price starts dropping on them.
But I like to be able to go.
They still don't do that now. But I'm just saying. So, and you could get lucky, and somebody say,
A
they got
barn find?
well, a baby's coming,
Baby's coming.
and they're like, I gotta get rid of the Firebird.
Oh, yeah. Yeah.
And just want to dump it and get rid of it real quick. So yeah, just gotta keep looking.
Well, I tell you, my video tomorrow is about things that you don't give up on. You just got to keep looking.
That's right.
And one day you may find what you're looking for. It ain't a Firebird. But just an example of what he's talking about.
Oh, man.
Just keep looking.
My husband had a white one with a blue Phoenix on. That is good.
Yeah.
That's good.
Just keep
They're
looking.
all beautiful.
Just keep looking, Jason.
They don't have to be black.
It don't have to be black. Oh, goodness. Yeah, don't give up, Dyson. Well, I have had two of something happen to me in this past week that were neither one of them were good.
Mm-hmm.
Well, we went to the auction, the equipment auction that was in
the preview.
That's
right.
We looked at bulldozer and all that kind of stuff. We didn't buy a bulldozer. That was actually just a preview. But we went birding afterwards, and we went to a place called Perry Lakes, and it is a hidden gem in Perry County, Alabama.
Why in the world this place? It is absolutely gorgeous. And then Rural Studio from Auburn
University,
which is, you just have to look up Rural Studio up. They do a lot of architect work or architecture work, and everything they do is used from recycle and kind of off the wall materials, and it's unreal. It's just, and they like to work in rural areas, so they'll build a library in like a little old hometown, and it's built out of pallets, and it looks like something that you would see in New York or something. It's unbelievable.
Well, Auburn's an engineering school too.
Yes,
so,
that's right.
It kind of goes hand in hand with agriculture, engineering. So it's a rural.
Right. Rural.
That probably isn't coming off. RURAL. Rural.
How do you rural? How do you?
I say it rural, but I don't think people know what we're talking about. So what would they
in the middle of nowhere?
What would they Google? Rural Auburn.
Rural Studio. Rural Studio.
It's Auburn University Rural Studio.
It'll come up, and they do a lot of work around here, and so they built these buildings there and the bridge, and it's just. It looks like art pieces in the middle of the woods, and they got all these beautiful trails. They got a tower that's a lookout tower,
a birding tower. It's actually the tallest one in the United States. Is what Miss
Girl told me. Is that what it is?
The tallest bird tower in the United States, and she said at the time when she saw the.
I got you.
Of course,
I got you.
That may have changed, but. Yep. It is a really, really cool place to go. And here's the thing, y'all. There's never anybody there.
Never anybody. They even have bathrooms. And the buildings are weird. I say weird. They're weird, but they're beautiful.
They're architecturally different.
Yeah, it is. Very different. Awesome.
So we went because we went to the equipment preview, and on the way home that was on our path, and so Mary Carl was with us. We want to make it a family fun thing. She don't give a hoot about a bulldozer, but she loves birds. So we had a couple of stops on the way home. We'll talk about the first one in a minute, but the second stop was Perry Lakes. So it's just beautiful trails into the woods. Now this was our last stop, so it was kind of getting late in the day. Yep. I'm talking about 6 p.m.
I will say this: if you do go, here's a tip: take you some bug spray.
Yeah,
whatever you like.
Well,
whatever
that's what I was getting at.
Oh, okay.
So we didn't have any bug spray because, we went to the equipment preview. We knew we were going birding, but we just weren't thinking. We usually have a backpack that we take that's got all the birding essentials in it, from sunscreen to bug spray to, everything.
Right.
Backpack stayed at home. So we get there, it's about 6 p.m. And guess what happens at 6 p.m.? the mosquitoes go crazy.
Yeah.
We haven't had many mosquitoes here.
Well, since we moved to where we're at compared to where we were, it's like heaven here. I mean,
You just don't even need
very, very rare. Even with the pond being out there, it's not hardly any mosquitoes around here. But I will say this. It is a fact because we know this. Mosquitoes favor other types of blood versus other ones because not to say I don't get bit by mosquitoes because I will and I do, but they do not bother me at all like they bother you.
Mary Carl had a tank top on, y'all. And I was very worried when we got there because mosquitoes were all over me. And Mary Carl was like, they're not bothering me.
Don't bother me either.
And so I'm thinking we need to get back in the truck because I'm worried about my child getting ate up by mosquitoes. She ain't doing that because there's warblers.
Warblers. We're on a warbler mission.
Warbler. Is that how you spell it?
Mm-hmm.
There's lots of different kinds of warblers. There was Kentucky. There was, what was that crown one? Yellow crown? Golden
hooded.
Crown. Hooded.
Kentucky, hooded.
Prothronerary.
That was the big one that we saw. She was looking for a worm eater.
So we're seeing warblers everywhere.
Yep.
And it's late in the day.
Mm-hmm.
And we start on the trail and mosquitoes are everywhere. And I am just like, we got to get out of here.
Yeah.
But we didn't. We went on down the trail and we climbed. Mary Carl and I climb up to almost to the top of this bird tower. Now, I have been there several times and I have never climbed to the top of the bird tower because I don't do heights. But since I started taking this Luberson, my anxiety has disappeared too, obviously, because when I this is at 5:59 p.m. in Marion, Alabama. When I get almost to the top, I look down and I see that hornet's nest.
That's a big one too.
Y'all, I said, oh my gosh.
That is a big
Here I am doing something that I wouldn't normally do. This is the view from where I was. The hornet's nest is very visible, but there were no hornets.
Warblers. We said it right, didn't we, Philip?
There were no hornets flying around. So
yeah,
that made me feel better.
It was vacant. There was nobody home.
So I'm O negative blood type. I don't know what Mary Carl is, and I don't know what Jason is, but I do know that in order to be, don't you have to have both parents be O negative to get O negative?
I'm a wordsmith, not a genetic smith.
That's what I thought.
Yeah.
So that would mean my mama and my daddy are both both O negative. If I'm trying to read. Well, that person said I'm O negative and the mosquitoes don't like me. The mosquitoes love me and I'm O negative.
Mm-hmm.
So I don't know what it is, but maybe it's not a blood type that they like. Maybe
it's not sugar either because Brooke doesn't eat hardly any sugar.
I don't eat hardly any sugar. Maybe it's just, well, I'm just sweet without eating sugar. Okay. So whatever it is, they like me. And they
yes, Brooke, that is, people are saying yes.
Okay. So O negative and O negative creates an O negative kid.
Mm-hmm.
That's too much for me. So we go on and I'm worried about the mosquitoes, but I'm not thinking about those bugs that, cause diseases.
Mm-hmm.
Mosquitoes can cause diseases too, but meaning ticks.
O negative is recessive.
I'm still not getting
Not
it.
always.
Okay.
So you could have 2 O negative and your child may not be O negative. Don't ask me. I was terrible.
I love genetics.
I almost did not pass genetics.
There's Catherine. She can tell me about it later.
Yeah, I was not good. Sounds kind of crazy, but I was not very good at science.
Oh, I love science. I love science. I
got a story tell about science.
Okay, hang on. Write it down.
I may not ought to. I'm going to.
So we get back home and, I don't have any mosquito bites visible on me. I'm not really itching. So all my anxiety about the mosquitoes, throw it out the window. We had a good time. We saw some birds. She saw 2 new species. Is that right? That day?
It was
she saw something at Weisinger Lakes and something at, she saw the Kentucky warbler at Perry Lakes.
And the
Prothronerary. I thought she had seen that before.
So it was 3 new species. I thought she got 4, but 3 I know.
Maybe 4.
Yep.
So, don't have mosquito bites. I'm worried about Mary Cross. She's got one mosquito bite on her arm.
Yeah.
We're good. Get home, go to bed, wake up the next morning. Well, it wasn't even the next morning, during the middle of the night to go to the bathroom, itching on my back, reach back behind me. Didn't know what it was. Couldn't even see behind me, obviously, because I'm just reaching. I'm itching. Feel it. It's a tick. Pull it off. Middle of the night. So I did what anybody would do in the middle of the night without thinking, and that was flushed it. I know it had a white dot on it. It was not a teeny tiny tick, so I flushed it. I should have saved it, because that's what they say do now.
That's what they say do now.
Put the tick somewhere where you can save it in case you get sick, so they can test the tick or something.
But if you're sick, they already know what you got. So, I mean,
well, not necessarily. They know you're sick, but they don't know what tick-borne disease you have or virus. So I didn't. I flushed it. Well, okay, get rid of that tick. Told my family I had a tick. They're all, checking themselves, because that's what you do. You always think you have a tick after somebody else did. So yesterday morning, I went down to the creek here because I was filming for my video, which will come out tomorrow, about the find that I said don't give up on.
Okay.
I'm down at the creek, and of course it's fresh on my mind that I had a tick on me from Perry Lakes, but I still wasn't going far. I was just going a few steps into the woods. This morning I woke up, felt something itching, had another tick on me. This one was a teeny tiny tick. Teeny tiny, almost, you couldn't even almost see it. I thought I needed a pair of tweezers to get it off, but I got it. I put it in a bottle, because if I get sick, I know what it's from. I know it's the tick. The one that I got at Perry Lakes Wednesday, I'm fine. It's no bullseye or anything like that. But my point is, I think ticks are going to be very bad this year.
Maybe not.
I think ticks are going to be very bad this year. Time for guineas, Zoe said. Y'all, next thing you know, I'm going to have that old bus. When we get the hay wagon filled up, I'm going to have that bus full of guineas, and we're going to be moving it around the farm.
Oh, goodness. You better clip their flight wings. They can't fly.
Goodness. No, they can fly. They're gonna be born and raised in that bus, so they know where to go at night. Not into the trees. So anyway, y'all steer clear, because I don't know if that means everywhere's going to have ticks. But last year, I don't think I found a tick on me all year. And I have had 2 in a week.
Chestnut, y'all saw that Catherine says she needs guineas. So y'all
Catherine needs guineas.
Y'all go take her a few.
Don't stop there. Get her a truckload.
Take her some over there.
Take her a truckload. Clack needs some more too.
Yeah, Clack needs some more too.
Clack's got an owl that has gotten his guineas, so he needs some more too. Somebody needs to start breeding these guineas.
Nick and Zoe.
Well, are they breeding them? Yeah. Are they hatching them out?
I thought they were just popping like popcorn over there somewhat.
Oh, goodness.
I'm not a guinea fan at all. And it's not because they're loud, which that it is irritating to some degree. But it's just, they mean as a snake. They are mean.
Not all of them, Jason. If we get them from bitty babies and I raise them up, they're not going to be.
And
they always incubate guineas.
And they are not the smartest tool in the shed.
No, that's the truth.
They are not.
They're kind of on the turkey line.
They're prone to walk around in traffic and that kind of thing. And
our friend Julie, that Peaches came from, our peacocks came from, Scott originally came from Julie. They have a railroad track out in front of their house, and
you got to cross the road.
It's a long way.
Yeah.
They have lost they did. They lost every single peacock they own to trains. And they lost all their guineas to trains.
And I can't figure that out, because you can hear and see a train coming for.
Maybe that's what it is. And maybe they're attracted to it.
And it's no curves or nothing.
Oh, it's straight.
It's a straight shot.
It's a straight shot, but all their and y'all have a friend that's a train engineer, and he drives that path, and he reached out to me one time and he said, "Hey, did Dave and Julie have peacocks?" And I said, "Yeah." "Why?" And he said, "Because I just hit one in the train." and
I
he
can't
knew
figure
it
it out.
because of the feathers.
And peacocks are so agile and athletic.
It just doesn't make
It's
sense.
got to be something they get hypnotized or something over there.
The horn must call them.
Must do. Nick says it makes it difficult to video. I can only imagine because the mouth of the South out here,
It's one.
and she is horrible. Horrible. I can only imagine having guineas and peacocks and an Egyptian goose.
I'm on. Don't be bringing no guineas over here, okay? My marriage comes first. My marriage is important to me, and I need him, and he needs me.
That's right.
No guineas, please.
So
don't send us no hatching eggs. Don't send us no babies.
No guineas.
No guineas. I'm just gonna battle the ticks.
We've done it twice.
Another way. And
we got we rehomed them twice.
We've struck out, and I don't like to rehome anything.
That's right.
What's born here stays here.
Mm-hmm.
It's not sold either, so that's the motto we try to stick by unless something happens.
So my science story.
Yeah, go ahead.
I was not good at science, especially when it started coming to genetics, and then I was terrible at gosh, what is it? Formulas.
Mm-hmm.
I'm good at math.
Mm-hmm.
I'm really good at math. You know, algebra and calculus and trig. I can do that.
Adding, subtracting, multiplying, dividing. That's all I got.
But when it came to science, I was not. I don't know. I think it's my attention span.
Mm-hmm.
You know, you have to memorize stuff, and I'm just not good at that. So, my other buddy, my buddy Ryan. Ryan
the roaster?
No, it's just this is a Ryan.
Ryan from childhood.
Ryan, my high school buddy Ryan, aka they called him Chicken Hawk. That was Ryan's nickname.
I thought they just called him Chicken.
Well, it went to Chicken for short, but it really Chicken Hawk, Chicken for short. But so that was his nickname in school.
At least it wasn't Screaming Chicken.
Yeah, at least it wasn't Screaming Chicken. So me and him, you know, and so he says, I got an idea. And I said, what's that? He said, we're just going to take a little sheet of paper. We're going to write answers on this sheet of paper.
Oh, my goodness. That's called cheating.
It is, okay? It is. So he said, and then what we're going to do is we'll put our arm on a desk like this.
And he was super smart.
Yeah, he was really smart. He was really smart. He's a computer engineer. And so we're going to put like this, and the teacher can't see.
Okay. How old were y'all?
I'm guessing this is 8th grade.
Mm-hmm.
And this is I don't think it's 7th grade. I don't think it's 7th grade. This is 8th grade.
Mm-hmm.
8th grade. So I was like, man, this is great. This is absolutely great. You know, we think we're smarter than the teachers.
Oh, yeah.
Knowing the teacher's done seen this probably 428 times in her lifetime.
Mm-hmm.
So we're over there, you know, boom. And of course, we're probably lifting our head up, looking, and we're probably looking around. You know, it's probably obvious that we're cheating.
Yeah.
So we're like this, you know, we're doing this. And so, cool teacher, Miss Wilson.
Mm-hmm.
Her daughter was in my class too. She was in our class too.
She must have came after I left.
Maybe.
Because, well, I was there 6th and 7th grade, so I didn't really know any high school teachers.
So all of a sudden we're here, and all of a sudden we hear, if any of y'all are cheating, you may want to stop it right now, or you're gonna get in trouble, something like that. And immediately I was like, oh my goodness. So I just took my little piece of paper and did it, and just kind of hid it and slipped it in my pocket and went about the test. And I can't even remember what I made, probably a D. So I looked over, my buddy Ryan was sitting beside me over here, and I looked over to him and I saw him doing this. And I was like, what in the world?
He was chewing it.
So
he swallowed it.
He got so scared. Oh, he didn't know what to do with his piece of paper.
Oh my goodness, Jason.
So he ate it. You know, so he went down like this
and ate it.
And blew it up. And he ate it. So he got rid of the evidence. So no way in the world he could get in trouble.
Oh my goodness.
So that was the last time. That was the last time I ever cheated on a test again.
Good
I
for
learned
you.
my lesson.
And
I was scared to death. I thought I was going to the principal's office.
She did the right thing by giving you that warning because it probably scared you so bad you never did it again.
And it scared my buddy Ryan so bad too. So because I just knew was back then, times are different now. Back then, they would have brought out, the paddle. And we would have got paddling.
And it wouldn't have been from the lady. It would have been from Coach Seymour.
It would have been from a coach. It would not. And of course, back then, all the paddles had names. You had Black Death. The paddle was painted black and it said death on it. It had skull and crossbones on it. I know that I went to a Christian private school. And so we had a Bible class. And his was called Satan. It was red. And of course, it said Satan on it.
Brother Dan's. I loved Brother Dan. I only went to Jason's school for 2 years, but I tell y'all, he was one of my favorite memorable teachers.
That's right.
He was a Bible teacher, but he was such a good man. Mm-hmm. Such a good, memorable man. No, he didn't ever paddle you because you didn't get caught.
No, I heard him though. I heard him. We were told not to talk, and I had a buddy of mine sitting there steadily talking to him. I was like, man, brother, because if you get the reputation, if you got one of those fancy, one with the holes drilled in it, and it was just hardly anybody got paddlings because you was already nervous because it was just the reputation, and had it hanging on the wall. You see a paddle there, it's black with holes in it, and it says death on it or whatever. It becomes a stigma.
And most of the time they let the football coaches do the paddling unless you were in that class.
That's right.
That person. And paddling is a thing of the past.
Somebody said that their teacher had paddling. It's called the Big U.
When we went to Clack's the other day, to Clack's Shack, he had some paddles that he had made. And I think it was more for a joke.
It was for a joke.
It was homeschool teachers that bought these paddles. But it was real when we were in school.
Mm-hmm. Oh, it was real.
Yeah,
I think most people on here.
Yeah.
Real. And there was no.
Catherine got a paddle in 2nd grade for beating up a boy.
Oh, I was fixing to say, I remember, and I cannot remember what the girl did. Her name was Laura, and she was the sweetest and just smallest girl in the class, and she got in big trouble. And this was in grammar school, and she got a paddling.
Really? Yeah. What did he do?
I cannot remember. It had to be bad. But she got a paddle.
And
all it took was just one kid in the class to get one.
Oh, you were on your straight and arrow for the rest of the week.
Because they would do it right outside the door and you could hear it. And that was it. That was it. Done. And none of the kids would get in trouble the rest of the year pretty much.
Lulu said no paddling in the Northeast. I bet they did long ago.
Maybe so. I don't know.
I bet they did because it was, you just knew.
Especially boys and the coaches. And that was. Yeah.
And Laura. And poor little Laura. And it wasn't Laura simply making it. Laura didn't. There's Michael. Coach Maroney gave him his first and last paddling.
He'd lift you up.
Coach Maroney, he could probably swing it too.
He'd lift you up.
Michael.
Michael
was probably a senior when it happened. Is the reason it was his last paddling.
Oh,
it was one on his way out.
Whoo! Hey.
Yeah, that was for real. Goodness gracious, as a parent, I don't know if I would have liked for my child to go to school knowing that they could get a paddling.
Adventures of Me and T nailed it, though. It's like we would take the paddling, just don't call mom.
Yeah, that's right. Because you wasn't going to tell your mom and daddy you got the paddling.
Oh, goodness.
That's funny. Oh. That is funny.
But I never cheated again on a test. I learned my lesson.
You learned your lesson. It worked, didn't it?
Woo!
And all they had to do was threaten.
And you know what? How cool and calm she was about it. She could have went over there and snatched it up and pulled us up and sent us outside. But she didn't.
I remember this boy it was about my 8th grade class. His name was Randy. Yep. And he had a spitball, and he threw that spitball or shot it with a rubber band and hit Suzanne in between the eyes with the spitball. He got suspended for a week.
Well, I got a great spitball story. This is This is the spitball of all spitball stories there is.
Okay.
So we're in study hall, and the study hall.
Was it Coach Tubbs?
Coach Tubbs.
Mm-hmm.
Study hall, and so he was sitting, probably 10 foot from me in his desk, and I was the first chair.
He was intimidating too.
He was a coach.
Tubbs
He was a
intimidating. Coach. He was military.
Military. So you had a row here, and then a row here, and then the rows went on down. But those first two rows were dead front center of Coach Tubbs.
Uh-huh.
I don't know whose idea it was, but number one, our group of friends were all around each other in study hall, and that was terrible to start with.
Right.
So it was like 4 or 5 of us boys, and I'm front, and the boy behind me is Mark, and Mark was a little crazy.
Yeah, I know Mark.
He was a little. Mark is the guy that you don't double dog dare, because he's sticking his tongue to the flagpole.
You didn't even have to say double. You just say dog dare.
So it's me. And it's the other boys around me. Somebody had the scheme to dare Mark to shoot Coach Tubbs with a spitball. And I'm not talking about spitball. This wasn't spitball. This is the one where you take the piece of paper and you fold it several times and then you bend it. And then you take a rubber band and you pull back like a slingshot.
That's kind of what Suzanne got hit with, but hers was wet.
This wasn't wet. So you take a piece of paper. It's like David and Goliath type slingshot I'm talking about. So
did Mark get expelled?
Mark took the dare. And so I had to duck because it's coming behind my head. And we didn't think he was going to do it. So Mark rolls that piece of paper up. He folds it back. So this is Coach Tubbs military. He's reading his gun magazine in study hall.
He's not telling a story either. I remember this. I mean, I wasn't in Jason's class, but I remember Coach Tubbs, and he intimidates me just thinking about him to this day.
He's reading his gun magazine. With his camouflage jacket on. And so Mark pulls that thing back. And then clear as day, I'm watching him right behind him. He goes, "I can't stand you." And he pulls it all the way.
Oh my God.
That rubber band had turned white. He's pulling it back so far. And he's trembling. And he lets that thing go, and it comes by my ear like a 30-06 bullet, just whoo. And Coach Tubbs, again, it's like this. And it hit him square right there. He had glasses on. It hit Coach Tubbs square right there, and his glasses went sideways.
Jason.
And he stood up, and he had a red dot right there on his head. And, of course, we're crying. We're laughing so hard, we're crying. A little group right there. And he stood up, knocked over the stuff on his desk. And I can't talk. I'm laughing so hard. Nothing can come out of my mouth. And so he stands up, knocks over just the pens and everything. And he goes, "Who did it?" And of course, we're rolling. We're absolutely rolling. It's about 5 of us. And then Mark gets kind of scared by now.
He should be scared. He should have been scared beforehand.
I don't think he thought it was going to go this way at all. This was the perfect shot. He could probably pull that rubber band back 210 times and only do this once. And so Coach Tubbs, he's like, "All right." And he kept on, "Who did it? Who did it?" And he goes, "All right, I tell y'all what.
Everybody in the class going to get a paddling.
I'm going to line every one of y'all up outside in the hall, and everybody's getting a paddling."
Oh, I knew it.
Everybody. So Mark goes, "I did it, sir. It was me." And so he goes, "All right, come on out." Well, by this time, I guess Coach Tubbs thought, the nerve and the courage of this kid to do this. And so you could see a little grin come on Coach Tubbs' face. He got his red dot. He's starting to sweat. And so he was like, "Come on out. Come on out." And so he went down there and he did paddle Ryan, but
Ryan,
I mean, I keep saying Ryan.
Mark.
Mark. He did paddle Mark. But the joy, Coach Tubbs ended up thinking, this is hilarious. You know,
But he
you
didn't
could
tell
see it
y'all.
on his face.
But he didn't tell
No,
y'all.
no. But
You
growing up now, and you could see it on his face. He thought, this is freaking great. What this man did is awesome. I mean,
He
Mark
probably
was like,
wanted to sign him up for the military and be his sergeant. I mean, that kind of person is one you want on the front line. He's got you back.
Mark was like a legend.
Yeah.
Absolute legend for years.
Do you know where Mark is today?
I don't. Do not have a clue.
I hope he's not in prison.
I hope he's not either.
I hope he's not in prison. I really
Oh
do.
my gosh.
And I'm seeing some comments that they don't condone violence. And y'all, we don't either. We're just telling stories. This is what happened during childhood.
I think they're talking about the paddlings.
No, well, they're talking about the paddlings and, doing things to hurt
spitball.
people. We don't mean any harm. It's just a story.
That's right. It was
Poor Mark.
Unreal.
I'm telling y'all, there's a lot of teachers that I don't remember their name. But Coach Tubbs is not somebody you wanted to mess with.
I don't think Mike was in Mike.
I think Coach Tubbs was gone when Michael got there.
He may have been. He may have been
because they moved.
Yeah, they did move. This had to be 8th grade. This had to be his last year there.
Because he was there when I was in 6th and 7th grade.
Mm-hmm.
And you're probably right. 8th grade was probably his last. And Michael didn't come till he was in 9th grade.
I bet Michael came when he was in 9th grade.
Yeah, Coach Tubbs, he was intimidating. Now his son Scott went into the military, didn't he?
And he's a big coach. He's a big baseball coach. He does like a big high school.
Yeah.
Michael got there in 10th grade.
10th grade, okay.
Yeah. It was Mike. It was absolutely legendary.
Where did they move?
I think they moved to
he was the wrestling coach, wasn't he?
Yeah.
Coach Tubbs was the wrestling coach, and they won a state championship, I want to say, when he was there.
Because Scott was a good wrestler, too.
Yeah, and so was Wayne.
Wayne was, too, yep.
Oh, goodness, y'all. Old days are good days and good memories.
Oh.
We don't mean anything bad by telling stories.
Oh, Mark.
And we certainly don't want any children to shoot their teacher in the head with a spitball.
You don't want to do that.
But it was funny story. It was a funny story. I'm glad that you remember that, Jason.
Oh, and yes, and somebody said that Mark was probably a legend he was. I mean, Mark owning up to it. He could have kept his mouth shut. He could have
got everybody
and everybody could have gotten in trouble. But he didn't do that.
Mark's the man.
Mark was absolute legend.
Well, that was an awesome story.
It was an awesome story.
So I come across during that Kim has started her Luberson and said how good she feels and how amazing it's worked. Thank y'all for sending me emails telling me how good it's worked for you. I anticipate those will keep coming, and I am loving hearing from you guys that it has helped you. There was a lady that sent me an email that said she has had her decorations up since Christmas because she just hasn't felt like putting them up. She hasn't been, feeling well enough. She's been hurting so bad. And when she started that Luberson and got on it for a few days, she put her Christmas decorations up. Somebody else said that they had some bushes that needed to be trimmed, and they have not been able to work their arms to where they could trim their bushes.
Mm-hmm.
And a few days into the Luberson, they're trimming bushes. And these stories just really, really help me just know that.
Yep.
Janice said it's helped her hip. I mean,
it's good. I mean, that's awesome.
The stories, and I know it's not going to have absolute perfect results for everybody, but if it helps you at all, I'm happy, and I'm so glad to know that Dr. D recommended it for Matilda, because otherwise I wouldn't know about it, and y'all wouldn't know about it either, probably. We were in front of a vet this week. Jason had his Luberson vest on. Y'all probably saw it in a video.
I love the vest. I just love the
Luberson's not a steroid. Luberson's all natural.
It's not a steroid.
It's not a steroid. You'd think it was the way it works, but The logo is on the vest, and Jason likes the vest.
I love the vest.
Temperatures we've been having has been vest weather.
It could say "Red Man Chewing Tobacco" on it, and I'd wear it. I just love the vest.
It's brown. It goes with everything. So Sandy wants to know where you buy it. Go on our website, and there's a link to it. You'll save 25% off if you use the link.
And our promo code. It's all there on our website now. Where's that website, Brooke?
www.cogkillfarm.com. If you want to just go to the Luberson website, you can enter the code COGHILL.
Yeah, when you go to checkout.
COGHILL, all one word.
Mm-hmm.
But the doctor said, Luberson, he said that he uses that for his horse clients.
Mm-hmm.
He said, "What do y'all have horses?" No, we use the Luberson for our cow. And he kind of chuckled, and we said, "Do you know about the effects of Luberson?" He said, "Yeah." He said, "But I ain't never heard of nobody using it on the cow."
He said, well, we told him all our animals are pets. And he's like, well, that makes sense. He said, because most cattle farmers are not going to spend the money to buy the Luberson to give it to their cow.
To do their cow, because obviously cows are big animals.
Yeah.
They take a lot to make them work. I mean, Matilda's a big girl. She takes 2 whole pumps of this stuff. And I bought it. I paid for it. And it wasn't cheap to get her started on it. I didn't have a discount code, unfortunately. And we saw the results of it. And that's how the Luberson sponsorship came about. And when they gave me the 25% off code, I was like, yes, because if I had had 25% off, I'd have saved a heap of money.
Mm-hmm.
I'd have said, well, Matilda's cost $300 for, it's going to last her several months. But that would have been $75 off if I had the 25% off code. Right. And Matilda is running. Which formula did I get for me? For me, I got the one with I'm going to do it right. Human MSM. All right. So Jason says he's got to go to the bathroom.
The coffee's done caught up with me.
The coffee.
You can talk all you want.
Okay, go. He wrote 3 little words on the paper, and that means he's got to go. Can you use the code more than once? I believe so. I need to reach out to them and ask if you can use the code, but I don't think it's ever going to end. I think we'll continuously get the 25% off. So when y'all go to reorder, you can use the link. You can use the code COGHILL. And the one I got with MSM has really helped me. You can get one without the MSM if that's something you can't take. But I did find out that if you have a sulfa allergy, then that doesn't mean that you're allergic to MSM. No, the MSM code is not only once. You can buy it as many times as you want to. You can only use the code one time for one order, but you can reorder and use the code again and again, if that makes sense. So, yeah, when you got to go, Edward. That's exactly right. But for humans, you're right. It's only about, I think it's $36 for the human variety. And that is a month's supply. Now you will get the 25% off the top of whatever the list price is. So when you check out, that 25% will come off. Canadian distributor, I read on their website that if you contact them, they have some way that you can get it internationally. So contact Luberson and they will tell you how to order in another country, because I don't believe they ship direct. But you should be able to get with them and find out how to order it if you're in another country. Luberson is $44, Brooke. But then when you add the discount, it goes down, because I ordered my mama's for her and it was less than that. So Catherine and Tony started theirs yesterday. My mama started hers yesterday. And I hope everybody that's taken it gets good results. Started their senior dog on it yesterday, Debbie. I think it's a miracle. And I just hope it's all natural. So I don't see how it could ever be outlawed. But my thoughts are something that works will be taken away. And I hope that doesn't ever, ever, ever happen.
I think we're good.
I think we're good too, because it's all natural. How could it?
Yep.
How could it? Yeah. If you got an animal, a cat, a dog, a horse, a cow, whatever, they make varieties for everything. Goats,
cow.
Yep.
Cow.
Could I post a link? Gail, just go to our website, www.coghillfarm.com, or go to Luberson.
Somebody said they've used it on their horses for years.
Really? Yeah, I just had never heard of it until Dr. D. And we have not told Dr. D that they're sponsoring us. However, our little friends that got the goats, the baby goats, are going to visit with Dr. D today.
They are.
To see about having, Marty has got his little buds coming in, and they're going to see Dr. D today. I'm going to have to tell him soon that we got sponsored.
He's going to hate it. He's going to freak out.
He is. And he can use it for his clients.
Yeah.
You know, he could tell clients the code, it's for joint aches and pains.
I didn't think about that. That would save them 25%.
Save them 25%. Now, I had somebody reach out to me and say that their physical therapist was going to share it with customers because they had a lot of people that could benefit from it. But I'm enjoying reading all these, you know, it worked for me.
Yeah.
It helped me. I'm just so thankful.
I haven't taken it because my elbow doesn't hurt anymore. Somebody asked that.
Yeah, Jason hasn't needed it, but he'll sure take it if he needs it.
Yeah.
I need it. I know I need it. If you don't need it and you don't have any use for it, then of course don't take it. But
when I got sick for that 16 days, I didn't do anything, so it healed my elbow up.
Yeah. And we're just thankful that they offered us a discount to pass on to you guys, because it has helped a lot of people. All right, so we got plans, Jason.
I was going to say we got big plans today.
I should have already been gone. There is an auction to attend.
Yes.
And we are about to head out. We got the trailer hooked up. A bulldozer ain't gonna fit on my trailer. And that's probably the words that I'm gonna hear all the way to the equipment auction. Brooke,
oh gosh,
bulldozer will not fit on the trailer. So
yeah,
I don't anticipate I'm coming home with a bulldozer. It's for joint aches and pain. Go to their website, Lubrysyn.com. It's a whole thing on there about what it does and what it helps and what it treats and all that good stuff. Jason, if you'll put a link to it when we get over this, can you do that?
Mm-hmm. Or you can go to our website, one of the two.
Yeah. What are we getting? We don't know. We're just taking the trailer just in case.
Yeah.
I'm not bidding on anything that is overpriced, but I got a list this long of stuff that we need. Did that go off a forklift? Yeah. One of those.
Oh, Clark said get a skid steer. He needs some work.
They didn't have one. They might have one now.
They did not have any skid steers over there showing up.
They did not have one.
I think some people have already sent Lester some Luberson. So
I think so too. Yeah. Clark, I got you a surprise. I think Emily and Mary Carl are going to hang out today, and I made Mary Carl put the surprise in her purse last night. So I expect to see those soon. It's not underwear. It's close, but it's not. It's
oh man.
Clark's got a surprise.
Yeah.
I wish I had it with me.
Yes.
All right. So I don't know what we're getting, but we'll show y'all.
Yep.
We may even video it.
Maybe they'll have a Firebird there.
This auction is for Brooke. We'll go to another one for you.
Oh goodness. That's right.
All right, y'all.
Y'all be good.
Is it empty? Mine's almost empty. He almost ended it without this. All right, so y'all be good. Clark said he can't wait.